Hey guys, this is the astrology report for the week of June 22nd, Sunday to June 28th, Saturday. I'm going to record this on 21st. Happy solstice. And let's get started on the 22nd. Sunday the 22nd is a pretty loaded day. We have Venus semi-square both Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Aries. And this is really going to remind us the need to stay deeply rooted. Also, to keep our third eye open this week in order to stay balanced. We also have Mars in Virgo, sextiling Jupiter in Cancer. That's the yod that I have another video that I'll link here. That's the yod beginning to be operationalized. The yod is exact with the new moon on the 25th. I'll get to that in a second. And then we also on Sunday have Sun in Cancer squaring Saturn in Aries. This is about heating the vibes. Listen to the flows of energy. Listen to your intuition. Trust it. Release it if you need to release it. Charge at it if you want to charge at it, and everything in between. On Monday the 23rd, we have Mars in Virgo, quincunx Pluto in Aquarius. That is also beginning to operationalize the yod that is active during the full moon or the new moon on the 25th. I'll get to that in a second. We have the Sun in Cancer squaring Neptune in Aries. This is going to invite us to look for new visions, look for new flows of energy. As I said last week, sometimes that's like keep the periphery operational instead of just being tunnel vision. Be open to other things coming in from new and unexpected ways. Venus in Taurus, semi-square Jupiter in Cancer. This is actually related back to Sunday. If we've done the deeply rooted thing that Sunday is and keeping our intuition open, this is where these new opportunities, it's going to kind of double down on the energy of the Sun squaring Neptune. And the new opportunities are potentially going to come from expected but unexpected directions. It's not just the same way that we get things done anymore. It's not just in order to get some tomatoes, I have to go to my usual grocery store. It might be that your neighbor just happens to show up and offer you to trade tomatoes for something, and you're like, hey, what a new cool thing to do. So that's what Monday's about. Tuesday we have Jupiter in Cancer, quincunx Pluto. We also have the Sun, quincunx Pluto. Those are also really getting that yod in place for the new moon. And we have Mercury squaring Chiron. So this is interesting. This is inviting us to watch out, be aware if we're being reactionary, or to release if someone else is being reactionary. The word gaslighting comes to mind, but it's this, maybe there's a pent up, or there's a, you know how something can be about something else. I used to call it gassing off, where somebody needs to release energy so it gets released, but not in the way that it's optimally should be released. So just be aware of that energy in the air. Then on the 25th, we have the new moon in Cancer, and we have this yod, which is known as the finger of fate or the finger of God. And I invite you to listen to the podcast, but just briefly, I will say that Pluto is at the helm of that very unique astrological aspect, and we are being ushered into the next era in this process of transformation. So it's actually a pretty exciting time. It's a time when we can see the challenges of the world and not just feel like we can lift ourselves up and out of it. We're going to be lifted by a hand that's bigger than us. It's going to be this sense that we're not alone, and the 3D world is not as fixed as it seems. And it's the idea of angels and magic and all sorts of things that that are possible. On the 26th, on Thursday, we have Mercury in Cancer sextiling Uranus. We have the Sun sextiling Mars, and we have Venus sextiling the North Node. So all of that converges to offer some revelations, offer some motivations. And these revelations or motivations are going to be coming from a bigger picture future vision. Again, this is stuff that isn't, we're not solving today's problems with yesterday's solutions. We're solving today's problems with the vision of where we're headed. And as we're co-creating what that vision is, the paths through are going to start to show themselves. So it's a pretty awesome week for some downloads and some insights. On Friday, the 27th, we have Mercury trining Saturn, and on Saturday, the 28th, we have Mercury trining Neptune. And I mentioned that kind of Mercury, a Saturn Neptune thing is this sense of contraction and limitation. Here it's with our communication, but now our communication, Mercury has left Cancer and it's moved into the sign of Leo. So it's going to be intuition that's coming from our heart. And any limitations that we might feel, release into that, so that within 24 hours or some kind of next phase after, there will be these new revelations and release points and ways to flow energy that will become apparent where they weren't before. So that is the week of the 22nd to the 28th. Super exciting times. I'm very grateful for you. Bright blessings and tons of love.